everybody, it's Catherine. My project today is with another one of the online exclusive sets, Pets and More. This is available on March 4th. It doesn't have dies, but I'm using the Perennial Postage dies to make a little background for it. Alright, so the box opens like this. Now, you could either do the bow thing, or you could put a little bit of Velcro on the postage die. That's up to you. And inside, I just have a little kitty with a long tail. So cute, little bag clip. I got these at, well, actually, my daughter got them, and she gave me two Marshalls, which is kind of like a TJ Maxx or a Ross, I think. All right, so that's how it opens. And again, I popped up the postage stamp, but if you want to put a Velcro dot here, you wouldn't pop it up, and you would just attach it like that. Okay? All right, so please put this host code in for any purchases under $150, not including your shipping and tax, and I will send you a little something. I also send a little something to everyone who spends over $150, even though they can't put the code in. Okay, we need some basic weight for stamping. We need a piece of Pool Party cardstock that is 7.5 by 6. I cut this postage stamp from the Perennial Postage dies. It's about 1.5 by 2 3/8, and I cut it from the thick basic weight cardstock because I wanted it to have a little bit of more strength than the regular white cardstock. All right, so this one I cut out of the dies, and then I cut out another piece of the same DSP. This DSP is the Sunny Days Saleabration DSP, and that is free with a $50 purchase. All right, and this piece is 1 1/4 by 2 that I have to go right in there. Okay, we need several pieces of this pattern of the Sunny Days, and I originally started out doing a kitty, kind of like an orange tabby with the petal pink, but when I put this all together, I realized you could hardly see any petal pink, so I changed it to a gray kitty. I had both when I was a little kid. Okay, for the rest of the Sunny Days Saleabration DSP, we need 2 pieces that are 1 3/4 by 2 3/4, 2 pieces that are 1 by 2 3/4, 2 that are 3/4 by 2 3/4, and 2 that are 3/4 by 2. Okay, let me get my Simply Scored, and we're going to start on the 7.5 inch side. We're going to score at 2, 3, 5 1/4, and 6 1/4. Turn it to the 6 inch side and score at 1/2, 1 1/2, 4 1/2, and 5 1/2. All right, now we're going to fold and burnish all of the score lines. Okay, so now we have the 2 inch space over here, and this space over here is 1 1/4. Yeah. All right, and this is what we're going to be doing. Okay. All right, so we're going to start down over here, go to the first score line, cut it to the second score line. We're going to take these 2 rectangles off, and I take the score line here off with it. Okay, go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the bottom rectangle and wedge the square. Okay, go to the next 2 score lines and cut them to the second score line. Take off the rectangle and wedge the square. Okay, now we're going to take these 2 pieces off. Okay, and now we're going to mirror the same thing on the other side. Okay, So we're going to go to the first score line, cut it to the second score line, and take off those 2 pieces. Go to the next score line, cut it to the second score line, take off the rectangle, and wedge the square. Go to the next 2 score lines and cut them to the second score line. Take off the rectangle on the bottom and wedge both sides of the square. Okay, and then we're going to take these 2 off. I'm taking the score line off with that. All right, and that's what your cardstock should look like after you're done scoring and cutting. Okay, now we need liquid glue, and we're going to start over here with the longer side. Put glue on both these tabs, and we're going to attach the tab, which the top score line should match up with the side of this rectangle. And the same on the other side. Okay, and then we're going to go to the other set of tabs and glue them and attach them to this other side of the same rectangle. And that is your box. So the little tabs are going to go in, and then the larger piece, and then the smaller piece, which is about right in the middle of the top of the box. All right, so now we're going to take the 2 largest pieces, and they're going to go on the front and back of this flap. The next largest are going to go on the front and back of the smaller flap, and then we have the 2 for the long sides and the 2 for the short sides. All right, and I'm going to put them all on with liquid glue. Okay, and then we'll just let that dry a little while. All right, now we have to do our stamping. So because the background is solid, I'm going to use my Stampin Pierce Mat, and we just need this 1 stamp and Smokey Slate ink. All right, so we're going to use some basic white, and first we're going to do, well, you could do it either way. So first I'm going to do the actual features of the cat. Now you can do it, just make it a white kitty with just little gray accents and cut that out. But I'm going to show you, and now I need my Stampin Scrub to clean off, and this is Stampin Mist. So I'm going to clean it on this side and dry it off on this side. All right, and then we need to take the stamp off and flip it over, and that's how we're going to get the other side. Now, if I showed you yesterday, but there's a bird, a fox, a dog, and a rabbit, and also a paw, a fish, and a pet bowl. Alrighty, so they all have the opposite. This shadow is on the other side of the stamp. Alright, and we need a piece of scrap paper. Alright, and again, the Smokey Slate, and I'm gonna put some ink on there, and I'm gonna stamp it off once, and I'm gonna put it right over my kitty, and there you go. All right, and that's how to stamp the background with these stamps. Okay, now if you use 2 different colors, you don't have to do the stamping off, but I already cut one out here, so I don't have to do that now, but it's just a fussy cut. All right, okay, now we need our postage stamp die, which cuts out to be about 1.5 by 2 3/8, and this piece of DSP that I cut out at 1 1/4 by 2, and I'm just going to glue them together. right, and then I'm going to get some dimensionals and put my cat on. Now you could add any sentiment you want to this. This set doesn't have any sentiments on it. Oops, I forgot something. All right, I'll put it on first, and then I got my light bubble bath Stampin' Blend, and I'm just going to color his nose light pink there. Oop, this is Flirty Flamingo. Yeah, I use light Flirty Flamingo. All right, now we need our box. And I'm going to get some shred. And of course you could always put candy in here, but I didn't have any cat themed candy today. But let me see. Fun size candy will fit in here because it is almost 3 inches high. Well, it is 3 inches. I didn't tell you. It's 2 1/4 by 3 by 1. So 3 inches high. Anything 3 inches by 1 will fit. All right, now we want to gauge. It's right there's this die has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 little divots. So right on that middle high piece, that on this side here is where we want to put some dimensionals first, just so that I know it's nice and secure on this side. I'm going to put some dimensionals right in the middle, just a strip off the edge, right in the middle next to the edge on the short side. All right, and then I'll put this side 3 dimensionals up the side of this. Now if you do want to do the Velcro dot instead of the bow to tie it, you would just glue this down on half of this. Okay, now that you have the backing off of that piece of dimensional there, I'm going to get some silver and white sheer ribbon, and I'm going to put it around the box, and I'm going to tie a bow all the way over here, and it's going to attach to the dimensionals, and that's fine. And I'm just going to tie a bow over here. I need just a little more. Get this into the middle, and then tie your bow. Okay, and I'm just going to cut this side. All right, and now we're going to put the kitty cat down right in the middle, like that, and then it is closed. All right, now for the final touch, I'm going to take some of the Tinsel gems. This is the 3-pack one, and I'm actually using the Lost Lagoon, and I'm going to take a large one. I'm just going to put it right over there, like she's got a little clip in her hair. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed this. If you have any questions, my email's below, along with the links to my blog, my shop, and the link to join if you would like to take advantage of the extra goodies during the last 2 weeks of Saleabration. All right, please subscribe and hit the like button. It really helps my channel grow. And I will see you next time. Bye.